why being a rogue in Classic will be awesome. So rogues, love them, hate them, there sure will be a lot of them in Classic WoW. So let's first go over the basics. If you're a bit out of touch with WoW classes, rogue is the classic thief archetype, having the ability to go into stealth, using fast attacks, and other unique abilities such as pickpocket, picklock, and the ability to use poisons. Rogues are only capable of performing the damage role in the classic trinity of damage, healer and tank. Yeah, so that's the basics of, if someone is completely out of touch, well, there you go. Now let's move on to the gameplay. Okay, as a rogue, your gameplay is quite solid. You want to attack enemies from stealth using an attack like ambush, and then build up combo points with sinister strike, and then boom, use one of your finishing abilities to spend those combo points depending on the situation you're in. For example, eviscerate for damage or kidney shot for stun. Or spice things up with increased attack speed with slice and dice, which is pretty good. You also have quite a bunch of other utility abilities that you can use depending on how your fight is going. For example, sprint to go fast, evasion to dodge a lot of attacks, and kick if you just wanna interrupt the spell. Something fun that you can do and that can help you out, especially in early levels, is to use backstab not just as an opener but in combat. You do this by sort of spam strafing to get the NPCs back towards you, so that you then can use backstab. You sort of have to get inside them and then spam strafe. You can see how I do it in the clip, so yeah. Neat thing that can be really helpful. That's what's awesome about rogues, man. Always got another trick up their sleeve. That's just the rogue life. Now on to the next thing, which is sort of still gameplay, but it's an ability that I think is just awesome. So yeah, stealth is super convenient, man. So rogues can enter stealth, which is so convenient. Big group of mobs that you don't really want to deal with right now? Stealth. Do you dream of being able to AFK everywhere without being afraid of dying? Stealth, man. It gives you such a good escape with Vanish, which you can use to, escape those nasty encounters in Strangathorn Vale, those nasty 5-1 encounters that will happen. Or when you accidentally aggro like 6 Murlocs in Elven Forest and you're like, shit, Vanish, and you're good. And another awesome thing with stealth is that you always get to open the fight on your terms, and you decide when the fight starts, which is so good in PvP encounters and in any encounter really. So basically stealth is useful in more encounters than I can think of right now, so just take my word for it. It's awesome. I hope you already knew that though. So let's move on to the next point. Rogues are really good at everything, almost. Okay. So as a rogue, you can do pretty much everything really well, which is a big thing in Classic when there are classes who struggle to do anything well. Want PvP? Rogues are awesome in PvP. You kill people before they get out of your stun, and all their CC and poisons makes them awesome in longer 1v1 encounters. And you have abilities like sprint if you wanna run away from opponents, if you wanna spare them this time, and evasion, which can also help you in longer encounters. So that's PvP. Everyone knows that rogues are awesome in PvP, I feel. It's common knowledge. But what about PvE? Player versus enemy. Rogues are one of the most desired DPS classes in vanilla, if we're talking raids and dungeons and stuff, because of their amazing damage and CC. The amount of damage a rogue can put out is incredible. Trying to think of downsides for rogues, if we're gonna be super honest, it's quite hard, but one of the biggest downside I guess is that a lot of players will be rolling a rogue, and there will be a lot of rogues in groups, so you will have a lot of people who you compete with for gear, perhaps. That's just one I can think of. Maybe You know, rogues aren't the best levelers. You don't have a flash of light, for example, so you're gonna have to buy snacks and have some food breaks along your journey. You don't have as much AoE. You're not the AoE king. That would be the mage. If you would want to like farm mobs for gold, a mage would be better than a rogue, but a rogue has, you know, more style. So otherwise, rogues are just, they're awesome. They're awesome in almost every way. They ace everything. And with stealth and such, it makes, you know, just the overall experience more convenient, I guess, because you can stealth buy stuff and you can open encounters on your terms. And you look awesome while playing a rogue because their abilities are cool. They got some cool gear sets. It's all cool and awesome, man. Okay, so now I feel like I've said cool 15 times, so we're gonna move on to the next point. The bandana. So this is a real personal one for me, but as a rogue in Westfall, you at the early level of 9 can get a cool ass bandana. Now this bandana doesn't really give you any stats or so, but it looks awesome. And it can take a while before you get your first helmet, so this bad boy will be with you for a while. And it will make you look cool as hell. So early in the game, so yeah. Just wanted to get that one out there. It's only usable by rogues, so just wanted to get that out there. So now let's go over the final points. The feel. So this final point is for the more class fantasy interested gals and girls. So let's get started. As a rogue, you are the scoundrel you always wanted to be. Think of every cool guy in a movie ever. From Han Solo and Jack Sparrow to the man himself, Batman. That's right.
I swear to God.
Swear to me! I mean, in classic, you gotta buy vanishing powder for vanish. And if that ain't some ninja Batman stuff, I don't know what is, man. Okay, so to finish the field section, since the idea of a rogue is not as set in stone as something like a paladin, it can be such a wide range of different class fantasies depending on you. From a ninja dude to a douchebag thief to a nice guy thief like Robin Hood. The feel and fantasy of the class is sort of up to you. And some of you just don't care about this, but hey, when I'm playing a rogue, I'm Han Solo Batman, man. And you players of the opposite faction better watch out. But hey, all of this is just one other thing that makes rogues awesome. Yeah, so that's why I think rogues will be awesome in classic. I hope you had fun watching the video, or you know, maybe you're thinking about playing a rogue now. That's awesome, but hey, classic is getting closer every day. It's exciting, man. Hope I'll see you there, and have an awesome day. Ace out. Shit. If you roll a rogue, man, you'll have an awesome time in classic. I promise. Have an awesome day.